Hey everyone, welcome back to another lesson. There are 6 ways to pronounce this ridiculous OUGH combination in English words, and it can be frustrating. It could sound like aw, like in ought, ow, like in drought, oh, like in though, off, like in cough, like in enough, or even ooh, like in through. So we'll go through which words fit into which pronunciation. Rule number 1. Many words end with OUGHT, and they are almost all pronounced with an aw sound, just like when something is cute. Aw. Thought, past tense of think. Fought, past tense of fight. Bought, past tense of buy, and brought, past tense of bring. It's interesting to note that all of these are past tense forms of common verbs. One way to remember this group, but there's also one more, ought, which is an auxiliary verb, which means should. Ought to equals should. Rule number 2. Of course, because it's English, rule number 1 isn't always true. Wah, wah. The word drought ends with OUGHT, but it sounds like out. Drought is a long time with no rain. Plow is this tool used to turn up soil on a farm, pulled by an animal or a machine, and bough, which is a tree branch. Luckily, these two are not used very much, and they're respelled as P-L-O-W, which is how it sounds, and bow is usually spelled B-O-W. So there's really only one exception, drought. Number 3, though. The rest of the words will end with just O-U-G-H. Sometimes, like in though, they have a long O sound, like dough, and words like donut. Thorough, and in words like thoroughbred, which is a racing horse. Borough, which is a neighborhood, county, or district used in some countries, borough. Or although, which means however, or even though. Rule number 4. The next 2 rules are similar because they both end with a f sound. These OUGH words sound like off at the end. Off, cough, cough. Trough, which is a long container for animals to drink out of. Not super common, but it's pronounced like off, trough. Rule number 5. Like the previous rule, these words end with a f sound. But these OUGH words sound like uff at the end, a short U, uff. Rough, which is the opposite of smooth. Tough, which means hard to break, strong or powerful. And slough, which means to fall off like a snake's dead skin. Again, not a common word, but now you know. And finally, rule 6. One word doesn't fit any of the other rules, and the word through ends with a long U sound, like the number 2, through, which just means go in one side and come out the other. Go through the forest or go through the tunnel. And yes, I know, that's a lot of confusing words, but practice them a few times and be patient with yourself. If you have any other questions, let me know in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching this video, everyone. I hope you learned something. Subscribe right here if you want to, and I'll see you next time.